Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the end of an era mission set in Chongqing, China. And today we will be taking care of the redacted venting some stress challenge, which entails killing Imogen, which will also get us the tasteless traceless challenge for poisoning one of our targets. And for this challenge as well, while we're on our journey, we will collect up the blockbuster discovery or feat for disguising ourselves as a block guard. And we will also unlock one of our little shortcuts here, the block ladder, which does actually come in quite handy. So for today's challenge, we will be bringing with us our ever trusty lockpick, some coins, and a silenced pistol, and as usual we will be starting at the riverside walkway. Everything else we require we can collect on the map. So right from the start, off the bat, we're going to finish posing next to this young lady, and we're going to make our way off to our right and around the walkway area. Down the stairs here, we want to trigger that young lady's routine just down below us there as we continue on towards the town square here. And we're going to make our way up to the block building, which is ahead of us, up the stairs and around to our right. And there is the block building ahead of us. We're going to go around the left, not through the double doors, and in through the window just here on our right, and we're going to sneak down the stairs through the door on our left here, and at the bottom of these stairs we will find ourselves a crowbar. So with crowbar in hand, we can now begin making our way up through the building to the top floor. So back up through the door, on the outside of the door we will find a pipe we can ascend, and we're up onto the first floor. So we're just going to make our way along the corridor around to our right, and we're just going to wait outside of this room here where there is an interview taking place at the moment. So the doctor doing the interview will be interrupted with a phone call. She will then finish the interview, and the interviewee will leave, and we're waiting for the enforcer you can see leaning against the wall there on the left to go and sit down on the chair that's just at the back of the room you can see. So the interview is now over. We're just going to wait for the gentleman to sit down in his chair before we make our way through the room. We want to go between the chair and the table to avoid the camera and the doctor, out through the window the other side, and we can approach our shortcut here, bust that open. Just in case that's attracted anyone's attention, we're going to move away really quickly, off to the edge of the ledge and up the pipe to the second floor. And then up here we are going to start slowing down somewhat because my timing has stunk. So we're going to lockpick the door just here on our right, but before we go through we're going to close the door because I knew that that guard there who was moving around was going to make his way over at that point. I just felt it. So we're going to wait for him to move off again before we make our way into the room, and around to our right we're going to use the boxes for cover, check that the coast is clear in the security room beyond, before making our way through the security room up the stairs. We're going to pull out our silenced pistol once we're up this flight of stairs, and we're going to take out the surveillance system. I recommend waiting before doing that because I took a bit of a gamble and shot the surveillance system while there was someone walking towards it, and they can sometimes come up the stairs looking for the source of the noise, which means we would be spotted whilst waiting here. We're waiting for the guard you can see just down the corridor there to make his way back down the corridor, and we can make our way down the corridor ourselves. We're going to drop our gun just on the floor by the fire hose that's on the wall to the left. That red box you can just see. And when the guard comes back as part of his routine, he will see that gun and he will bring it towards us. So he's spotted the gun now, he's going to move in to take it away, and he's going to come past us, and we're going to subdue him from around the corner, because that is my favourite gun and I want it back. So we're going to render him unconscious from around the corner, we're going to hide his body in the convenient closet provided, and we're going to take his outfit. We're then going to retrieve our gun and his gun as a little bonus, and that will get us the Blockbuster Challenge. So we now want to make our way into this room where there are a number of doctors, and on the desk here with all the monitors we will find some lethal poison, which will come in handy later. So with that acquired, we can now continue on our way up the block building. So we're going to go to the keypad entry door and enter the key code 2552, and that will gain us access to the top floor, and we can then make our way up and around. You notice I vaulted over the balcony to avoid the enforcers, although you can run around if you wish. We're going to go through the door and through the door on our left as quickly as we can, and then enter the same 2552 code onto the door just off to our right here. And we're just going to wait here for the doctor you can see there to be in position, which is right where he is now. We can then enter the room, we can render him unconscious. I am running a little bit behind schedule, so I am a little bit concerned about where Hush is, because he's going to be coming into this room shortly. But I believe I have enough time to render both the doctor and the guard unconscious and get both of their bodies into the closet before Hush arrives. We're also going to set ourselves a nice little coin trap. So once we've got the guard safely tucked up, don't forget to collect his gun. We want no evidence left except our 3 coins on the floor here. And we're going to make our way and hide behind this potted plant. And Hush is actually on his way in as we speak. And he will see those coins. His bodyguard will wait outside, and just to give the door time to close, we're going to wait for Hush to approach the second coin before we get behind him, and we're also going to wait for him to approach the third coin before we pounce, just so that all our coins are in a nice little pile when he drops them, and we can then collect them all up very, very quickly. Render Hush unconscious obviously first, and then we're going to drag his body out the door and throw him over the balcony, and that is Hush taken care of. Bye, Hush.
You got the bastard, Hush. Now go get Imogen Royce and we can get to the core.
So all that's left for us to do here is to retrace our steps back out of the building, and we're going to make our way all the way back down to the first floor, the exact same way we came up. We are going to crouch run through this room to avoid the enforcer guard, but he had his back to us at that point. So we're going to make our way out onto the balcony, along to the end, over the ledge, down the pipe to the first floor, and then we're going to use our newly acquired shortcut to make our way down to the ground floor. And then we can exit the block facility via the gate. We are going to go around to our left, and that will bring us back out into the center of the town here, and that's where we're heading for the facility. But we are going to have to go the long way around the restaurant, so we're going to go back onto the walkway where we first started, and where we triggered the young lady's routine at the beginning. We can then vault over the balcony, drop down into the facility area, approach the keypad on the door here, and input the code 0118, which the young lady will give to you if you want to wait around and hear her say that out loud. And once we're inside the facility, we're going to make our way through the corridors and down the stairs, around to our right, over the balcony in front of us, and down to tier level 1, where we will then select our camera. We're going to make our way into this area here, and we're going to use our camera on the opaque windows for the restroom ahead of us. We're going to scoot around to the air ventilation system. We're going to turn the air ventilation system on and then off again, and we're going to hide in the server room just next door here. And the young lady who is currently in the rest area will come to investigate, and we can then render her unconscious, and we can hide her body in the closet in the server room. Now don't worry about the two guys having the conversation outside. They don't tend to see you doing any of this. If you're a bit too overt, obviously they may spot you. So there is one more person in the restroom area, so we're going to rinse and repeat our air vent distraction, and we're going to turn on the ventilation system, turn it back off again, and then we're going to make our way back into the server room, and we're going to poison the ventilation system while we're there and while we're waiting for this gentleman to approach. And when he comes to investigate, we can render him unconscious. We can put him in the closet in the server room, and we can then take his outfit. So what we're aiming to do here is we're going to poison Imogen in that restroom using the ventilation system. But to get her in that room, we first need to fill the room with employees. So we're going to make our way along the corridor here until we get to this highly lit up area, where we will find 3 employees, and we're just going to hack all 3 of their terminals, which will send all of them onto a break, and they will all make their way to that restroom, and they will await the arrival of Imogen. So we're going to make our way there ahead of everyone, and we're going to hug the wall around by the air ventilation controls just here. So everybody will eventually make their way into this room. Imogen will come along and see that all the workstations are empty, and she will then make her way to this room and send everybody back to work. And once the room is empty, we can then trigger the ventilation system and kill Imogen, and that will get us the venting some stress redacted challenge. I must point out at this point, as Imogen arrives and sends everyone back to work, that this poison is extremely potent, and we must remember to immediately turn off the ventilation system once Imogen is dead, because anyone else coming into this room will also be killed instantly. So Imogen is now alone, the doors are closed. Good. So we can poison Imogen quickly. As soon as she's dead and the challenge pops, we can turn the ventilation system back on, and that will get us the venting some stress challenge and the tasteless traceless challenge. And we are just going to wait right here in the server room until the panic calms down and they're removing Imogen's body before we make our way into the restroom, collect up her level 3 tier dongle, and we can make our way to the secret facility exit. And all we have to do is use our phone along with our tier 3 dongle to scan the exit. So there you go, that is the Venting Some Stress Redacted Challenge. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.